All right, guys, welcome back to Arm Crossfire with SP and Gabi. As usual, we are joined by a special guest. But before I get to introducing we're gonna first. I apologize for going live earlier, but we didn't do anything too embarrassing. But we got some sponsors we need to thank. Garage Door guys from KC, as usual, and Arm Assassin Strength Shop. Gabi, I see you got your shirt on. I don't have mine yet. I'm still waiting on it.
It got returned in the mail. I put the wrong address, but I sent it out today express, so you'll have it for the next show. Sorry about that, buddy.
Okay, no worries. We also got to thank our Patreon members. Exclusive content over on patreon.com/Mr. SB if you're looking for the link. But we have two alpha members, Zane William Nisley and Stan Scott from Manitoba. All right, our guest today is the man behind the Red Deer Summer Charity Classic, Mr. Jeff Frank. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
So we should get right into this a little bit here, but how did the Red Deer Summer Charity Classic come to be? Because it is arguably the largest gathering of professional arm wrestlers that we may have seen ever. I mean, Gabi, can you think of another time that, other than maybe over the top, that we?
I recall it in was it Thunder Bay? There was a tournament in the early 2000s, I think, that was put on by a guy, and the guys came all over the United States, Canada, and the sponsor money fell through as the tournament was going on, and but all the big names were there, but not to the extent there was no Europeans. Engen Terzi was there, but I think at the time he was living in the United States, so I think this might be the biggest one aside from Over the Top.
Nice.
All right, Jeff, where you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, the tournament itself was actually, I'll be honest, it was almost just, kind of something I whipped up in my head actually about a year and a half ago. I was, I always wanted to, I had this thing about doing something big, and, I kind of have a little bit of these dreams that I think about, and, people that know me, when I get something in my head, I like to, go all out. So, I worked for a company one time in manufacturing in the oil and gas that, their thing was, we were building 220-foot long vessels, pressure vessels that are over 1 million pounds, and we never had a facility to do them. We would just build them and we'd figure out as we go, and we had enough smart people around us that we could always make this happen. So same thing with this tournament, it kind of just snowballed, and I got some good people coming up. I got a good organizer, with the draw sheets, bringing in good people. So this tournament has no downtime. It just rolls out, and so yeah. So it started just as a dream, and and then the first thing I did was I contacted Justin Bishop. I got his number from Matt Mask, and I had called him, and I told him him and Ali were kind of going back and forth on social media, and he wanted that. Just kind of snowballed from there.
So the first match you booked was Justin Bishop versus Ali.
Yeah, you know what? I can't remember if that was the very first one. I think I had one. I think maybe I had Joe Fox and Curtis Klaczynski before that, and then it just kind of, I was like, well, that went, and then maybe I had one more, and then I said, well, you know what? Ali was always jabbing at Justin, so I'm going to give him a call and just see how that goes, and he was all over it. So yeah, and then boy, she snowballed from there.
Well, we saw what Ali did last weekend, kind of handling Joe Fox and Colin Vandersteen. That was a
nice call.
Yeah, so we could be up for an entertaining match. It's a left-handed match, correct?
It is, and yeah, obviously that's Ali's bread and butter.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, who else we got? You said Curtis Klaczynski versus Joe Fox, which we talked a little bit about that when Joe was on, because he's the guy that, was over the top with the celebratory, whatever the hell he was doing. His celebration after, leading up to, during, and after the match.
Yeah.
Joe said, I'd like to see him do that to me, and then somehow he ended up in a match with him.
Well, there was a lot of people that kind of jumped on that when Curtis and I had that match there, and there was a lot of people that didn't like it, So yeah, there was Joe was one of them that was fairly vocal and wanted that matchup. So I asked Curtis, and away we went. So yeah, that'll be I don't really have the itinerary figured out, but more or less that'll be match number 1 on the Saturday Supercard.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If anyone's watching, make sure you stay for the whole thing because Jeff's got a big announcement that's going
Yes.
to be in addition to the card. So
Mhm.
let's stick with Friday. What else we got on the Friday?
Oh, so if we jump back to the Friday, so what we're going to do on the Friday is we're going to run the a youth event. There's lots of youths coming up, so I encourage everybody that's watching, bring your kids out. It's going to be a really good a youth event. So I'm really excited about that. It seems like there's going to be a lot of kids involved, and of course our charitable foundation, being a Ronald McDonald House of Red Deer, obviously is that's what they're all about, is housing families with sick kids. So I went for a tour of that facility there last week, and it's really exciting to be on board with this foundation. So so from there we're going to run the youth, and then we're going to go into the amateur tournament, more than likely the women's tournament, and then into the Friday Friday night fights.
Okay. And who do you got? Did you say women's super card?
No, just the women's tournament.
Okay,
So,
I got you. So Friday night fights, who we got?
So, Dalibor Bagridge wanted a match with me at my tournament. I wasn't really keen on doing anything at that tournament other than making sure it ran smooth, but I accepted that one. So it'll be myself and Dalibor. Yeah.
Okay, Delabor. That's the son or the dad?
That's senior.
Marin is the son, right?
Yeah, and actually Marin won the opens there in Lethbridge and actually beat Dylan Houghton.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So, so we got that. I'll probably kick it off there, and then I'm going to run into another couple new guys. One is Bobby Hunker out of the Red Deer, our club, Red Deer Club. He's a big boy. He's like 6'6" or 6'7" and 290 pounds, and he's going to go against Marin Bagridge, Buggy Jr.
Wow.
So that'll be a good one. Bobby's relatively new. He's a big boy, but he's the
is that Brad's
he's
son?
the son of Brad's son, Brad Hunker. Yeah. So going on from there, we're going to go into a really interesting match that Paul Passmore really wanted in Canada, and that's his wife Candy against Blanca Vega out of California.
She's watching as well. Candy's in the comments section.
Right. Hi, Candy. So. So we're going to go into that one, match number 3, and kind of a grudge match there.
They got a bit of a history, right?
Yeah, they did in Mississippi State.
And who came out on top there?
Candy.
Yeah.
And haven't they gone back and forth a couple of times, though?
No, I think Candy's won it handily, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Those matches seem fired up, though. There's some tension there, and I think it's actually Bianca's. I don't know. She seems but it definitely seems dramatic. That's a good super match.
I don't know. I actually missed that match in Mississippi, but I heard a lot that she may be dramatic, and maybe I know when she messaged me she wanted some different refs and stuff like that. But so we got the best refs there, so there'll be we got Rick Pinkney, Anthony D'Antonio, Terry Palaschuk, Bill Collins out of the U.S. So.
Well, you got 2 out of 4 right.
Yeah. I remember in that super match in Mississippi State that Vega did everything to get her hand away. Like she was just really dominated. So, and I think she has a lot more experience. Candy's relatively new compared to her. So if I'm a betting man, Candy's just going to walk all over her.
Yeah, that's. I think Candy's pretty confident in that match too.
Yeah, I just shared that. Oh my God! Candy says Blanca has no chance.
There you go.
She is bad for the sport. That's an interesting comment, Candy. I need to know what the history is behind that comment. Anyway, on to the next one until Candy answers me in the comments section here.
So then we're gonna go into Clayton Turcotte against Blanca's husband Ronnie Vega out of California.
Okay, that's an interesting match. How did that one come about? Is it just kind of you putting together people that you think are closely matched that wanted to have a super match there?
Yes. Part of that is exactly that. But Ronnie wanted to come to Canada, so I had a few different matches lined up that didn't come to fruition there, and So I reached out to Clayton Turcotte there, and I thought that might be a real good matchup. So yeah, Clayton wanted that bad, and he's putting on some weight. He told me there the other day too. So
Okay, and the next one.
And then next one we have.
I don't mean to rush you along, but if we don't start talking about these matches, we're not going to get through them all.
So then we go into Neil Looker and Alan Fisher.
That's a solid match. That's a good match.
Yeah,
I think Neil's got a real shot there.
Yeah, Neil's Neil. He always feels good at practice, and I've never watched or seen Alan live, but Alan Fisher, great big hand, and it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Candy says, women hug. She would not shake my hand nor hug me, then proceeded to tell me that I knew the refs and cheated. Oh. Well, I guess we'll settle it all in August the 7th.
It'll be settled there.
Yeah.
Rick Pinkney will be heading that match.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want never mind, I'm not even going to go there. Get the Canadians to ref that match. That way there's no bias.
Let's hear what you got to say there, Ryan.
No, it's all good. What else you got?
So yeah, moving on. And we got I did throw a kids match in there between Joe's son Dane Fox and then Neil Looker's son Clayton Looker. That's a real hell of a matchup.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And then moving on from that, we have yourself against Wayne Withers.
It's big time.
So.
Yeah, we're going on the Friday, Gobby. So I have a full.
Man, you have a big weekend ahead.
To recover. Well, it gets better. There's it might get even better. So we'll talk about that after we cover the right hand or the. Are we done on Friday matches?
No, I do have this match, and I'll be so. Let's go. So after you, then I had Ron Bath and Steve Morneau, but I don't know. Here's what I'm thinking. I was thinking about taking, and this is I'm just thinking out loud. If any of these guys are watching, nothing's official because I haven't talked to anybody. But I was thinking of maybe pulling Steve Marcoux from BLM. That way Steve doesn't have to come down and wait. I was thinking about getting Anthony Dell'Antonio against BLM. Oh,
man, I think you should leave Steven against BLM. I want to see that match so bad.
So do I, and I really do. I'm just thinking because I just thought that Ron Bath, Steve Morneau may be a little mismatch there.
Yeah, it is.
And I was thinking about maybe doing Steve Morneau and Alan Guerrera.
That's a much better matchup. That's guaranteed to be a long hook match. Ron's just going to take Steve's hand.
Yeah. I
mean, BLM's feeling pretty confident at the weight he's sitting. Why don't you stick him with Ron Bath?
No.
No. I'll be honest. BLM's a good guy. I like him, but I'm not completely sold. Yet.
Well,
just
okay.
where he's.
It's not even his fault. That's the shitty thing because the guy goes there with the intentions of pulling the baddest men that he can find, and it's not his fault that they, for whatever reason, decide not to arm wrestle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's somewhat his fault. He states he's number 3, number 2, number 1.
Right.
He has tremendous confidence, which I love and respect, but he doesn't have the resume to necessarily back it up for
I
fans.
agree.
But I love watching him arm wrestle, and I think he can do great things. But it's almost like, what have you done? His resume of wins is not that exceptional. Yet he boasts great things. But
he's almost put himself in a place, and we're getting ahead of ourselves, but he's almost put himself in a place where he has to beat Ryan Bowen in order to validate the claims that he's made.
Yeah, that's really Ryan can win or lose that, and it doesn't really affect his credibility that much. Although if he wins, he looks great. But if BLM loses that, if he wins it, he's most people figure him to win it. But if he loses it, man, that's going to be a hard recovery.
Yeah, somebody beating Crow in that one.
Oh yeah.
Well, I love the. I don't usually like. Well, there's some of the build-ups I don't like a lot. I do like what Bowen's doing, with his little subtle shit talk and his squeeze the lemon hashtag.
Yeah, because who's the biggest name that Brendan's beat? Alcester? Or is there somebody?
He got into a good match with Paul Lynn, and Paul Lynn beat him 2 years ago. And went to the strap, and Brendan couldn't run or cheat or anything. He just got slammed. But yes, to answer your question, I think his biggest name would be Brandon. I mean, Mark McPhail, he has wins on Steve Morneau, I believe. But when you're talking North America, I think it's Brandon.
BLM beat Mark McPhail?
Didn't he at Nationals? Was it Mark McPhail? Am I thinking?
No, Mark Harrison.
That's it. Oh, sorry. Wow, big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah.
So yes, he has. He does have. He has tons of wins on tier 2 and 3s.
Yeah.
No wins on a tier 4. Not one.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be honest. I don't think Brent or BLM would beat Mark McPhail.
I don't think so either.
It's hard to say. I mean, I thought if it was,
Left-handed.
I thought if it was a 5-rounder, CJ Twine might have come out on top of that match.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Friday night. Who else we got?
So yeah. So right now I do have Ron Bath and Steve Morneau as it is.
Okay. Well, I mean, Steve Morneau took the match.
They both wanted it.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I like it. It could be one-sided, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, that rounds off Friday.
All right, Saturday morning, the big show.
So yeah, we'll start around 11:00, and we're going to start on that Saturday super match super card, and we're going to kick it off with Joe and Curtis.
Joe and Curtis is a good start. I mean, it's like putting the goddamn cruiserweights on the opening card of Monday Night Raw. You're going to get some excitement, and Curtis is going to bring the show, and
he will.
He's gonna be over the top, and I hope he is, and gives Joe exactly what he asked for, and then Joe has that opportunity to serve up some crow of his own.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be a good match. Yeah, so going into match 2, we have Jesse Halliday and Tim Talmadge.
Jesse's really good. I don't know a lot
Yes.
about. He's Tim's from the States.
Yeah, he was. He was from Washington there, or Oregon, and then now he's in Arizona. Yeah.
Okay. Next up,
Len Houghton, Brian Sitton.
I find that match incredibly interesting because, man, I always called Brian an underdog or a dark horse in tournaments, and Lenny, if he looked real good this last time he was out. Might have been even sandbagging a little bit. And, man, I don't know. With Lenny's training,
Well, I've seen
the victory for Brian, I think, is outlasting him.
Yeah, Brian's a powerful guy. Well, so is Len. It's an interesting matchup, and Len's hitting the weights hard. He's getting his weight down, and he's pretty dedicated to this match. So it motivates him.
Yeah. Plus, he's got a bunch of kids that are pushing him now too. So,
Right.
Yeah. Who else we got?
So then we're into Angie Rose and Annie Beals.
Wow.
That's interesting because I think Annie is progressing at a rate that's a little bit more aggressive than the other women.
Her growth is ridiculously fast.
Yeah, she has a massive, powerful hand that I've watched her just decimate other girls because of how she can contain with her hand.
4 golds at Nationals, 2 different weight divisions.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to that match a lot. It's going to be a fun one for sure.
Yeah. No, that'll be a gooder. So, yeah, and then we're on to Alan Ford and Chuck Young, right hand.
I'm going to go with Alan Ford, 3-0.
Yeah, Chuck Young is like Curtis Klaczynski 2.0. He's not not a terrible arm wrestler, not terribly weak, but you have to go with the experience of Allen on this one.
If Allen is training, like he's amongst
Yeah.
the top guys in that class. So,
See, Chuck's really heavy right now, but he says he's going to be down under 220.
okay, is that an agreement or is there not an agreement in place for weight?
Actually, you know what? I don't think Allen called for that. I think Fraser did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got next up is
Jamie Sheldon and Mark Harrison.
Another weight, another weight gap.
that's a solid match. I mean,
So I guess Jamie Sheldon wants to come up closer to 200 pounds, he was telling me. That's where he wants to be.
well, it looks like he's packing on some mass.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who to call in that one. I would have to go with Harrison, just for being the bigger, stronger guy. But maybe he's not. Well, maybe he won't be by the time that rolls around.
Jamie's looking really good, really strong. Like he's.
I mean, I've seen Harrison all the way up to in the 240s.
I'm going to go with Jamie on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like, and that's not a bad pick, Chris. You know, it's what Mark wants to put into it. If Mark trains, he's a scary guy.
Yeah. Jamie's much bigger. He's putting on weight, and with the matchup with Adam coming up the wall, I have to believe he's training at a good clip. So, and I think he's a half a tier higher, like a better arm than Mark.
Hey, Gabi, can you see what's on the
Yeah,
screen?
I was gonna say, did you see that, Chris?
Yeah, anytime. I'd love that matchup. But yeah, so but that's another great matchup, man. It's hard to call. It can go either way.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, and then moving on from there, this is my favorite match of the entire event, and I can't wait to see this one. And it is Kelly Leach and Dalton Duncan.
Really?
Yes,
Well, Kelly's a savage.
Dalton Duncan's a savage.
Do you think they'll actually arm wrestle, or are they just scrap in the parking lot?
Tell me about Dalton. I don't know anything about him.
Dalton's he is from Alabama. He runs through, from Alabama. He's trains with Justin Bishop, and he runs through those state championships. Like, I mean, I seen him, the way he ended up losing on fouls, but how fast he could pin guys like Doug Allen, like just
Holy
flicks. Yeah, man. Like, and he's only 165 pounds, tall, lean, but that guy blew through the state championships. Went through the overalls like nothing. The guy that'll be a good one.
Okay.
$20 on Kelly.
$20?
Yeah, the reason is Kelly doesn't need his hand, so any guy that's fast and high and goes, Kelly will just bail and he'll go to strap. And let me tell you, if that match stops anywhere, that dude's in trouble.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
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 That's a good point, Chris. I totally agree. If Kelly gets inside there and there isn't a harder. Yeah.
Inside or even flop wristed, that guy is
right.
I mean, when he stops a match, his victory percentage must be like 90%. Like, he does not lose matches that he can stop.
Exactly.
He's amazing that way.
Yeah.
Who's next, Jeff Frank?
Mike Gould and Vitor Munoz.
Is Mike Gould training hard?
He says he is. Yeah, he's pretty excited. I think this is the motivating match for him to take on Gabriella's husband.
Yeah, Vitor's Gabby's husband, and we have. I don't know a lot about Vitor as far as a competitor.
Anything that I've seen him do down in Brazil, he looks. The guy's big. He's a big guy, tall guy, long arm, definitely in shape, and he looks like he's a powerhouse.
He's coming up here to arm wrestle a legend.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Mike Gould is, if Mike Gould comes in top form, it's a long day. But we'll see. I mean, he's training with one of the top women on the whole planet, so.
Yeah, it'll be another one. I can't wait to see that one too. So Vitor looks like a big bad dude. Will be interesting.
And Mike Gould's another if he comes in at 85-90% of what he was, 3-4 years ago, I mean, done deal. So it's just an unknown. He lost a little bit of weight, had some health issues, but Mike is fucking, he's a fucking legend, right? So you count him out of anything.
Yeah.
Good matchup.
Yeah, it was one of my. I was trying to achieve that with this tournament is get matches that they are novelty matches. This isn't for rankings or anything. It's
Okay,
a charity event.
let's get one thing straight here, Jeff. You don't have a novelty match amongst the whole thing. They're fun matches and they're entertaining.
Yeah,
but you don't have Gigi Mufu pulling.
No, fair enough.
Like it's.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is what you're kind of doing is the opposite of Wall. What you're doing is you're taking some local guys or some just arm wrestlers that are really just deserving and have climbed the ladder and now they're at a high tier 3 or low tier 4, and you're given the opportunity for them to pull on an elite pro card, even if they're not the type of guys that yell, flex, and smash on screen. So I mean, they're legitimate, deserving pullers, and that's great to see.
You're having Connor versus Cowboy every match. They're not going for the title, but goddamn, do we want to see it?
Yeah. There's not one matchup so far that you've mentioned that I think is a yawner. Like they all have potential to be great.
Yeah, I hope so. And I tried to do my homework with everybody here and really put in some interesting matches. So so moving on from there, we got the Steve Marcoux BLM match.
You got to keep that match, Jeff.
Okay. I don't think Brendan's winning that match whatsoever.
Well, I mean, it's a fun one, and Steven is an unknown to most people.
That's exactly right.
And if BLM could have like the season of his life here and his stock could go way up. And I think that Steven having a good showing with him will also make him known in the community as well. Steven's a huge guy though, big kid.
He's a big kid. He's he's 200 and he's about 240 pounds right now. So I don't know what he'd be 20 pounds heavier in BLM. But if Brendan didn't want him to come down to 220 and he would let him stay at 240, I'd put $500 on Steven.
Wow, interesting.
And the reason I say that is his hand is so strong, and the way he can, when he watch him in practice, once he's got over center, a guy like Matt Mass can't pull that guy back whatsoever.
Yeah,
but yeah, it'll be an interesting one, and but BLM wants him down around that 220 mark. So,
okay, what else we got here?
So we got Fraser Benoit and Chuck Young left hand.
So this is the one where Chuck agreed to cut weight. So by virtue of him doing it for Fraser, he's going to have to do it for Alan Ford as well.
Yep.
Okay.
He'd be exactly. So that's a left hand match.
It's a left hand match 1 month after Fraser's wedding. I hope he's focused enough.
Well, he's a little uncertain with that wedding. That might be one match that might fall through, but it's still to be determined. So,
yeah,
I can see that match getting heated too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Fraser is.
That's it. Yeah.
He will give up nothing.
Yeah.
In the setup.
And Chris is right, and Chuck's pretty vocal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else you got?
Then we're into the main event, and that is Christine Flicka against Gabriela Vasconcelos.
Man.
I'm a big fan of both girls. I'll start by saying that. Big fan. But Christine just went down there and she just recently got beat by some girls, didn't she?
Yeah, she did at the battle zone, but there's some things being going around that maybe she gave up. I don't know. I can't speak of it, but it didn't look like Christine Flicka whatsoever, and I have a hard time believing that somebody that's never pulled a tournament is going to walk in there and beat her. It's possible, but I don't know.
It is almost incumbent on her to not do that if that's what happened. When you're getting ready to face the baddest woman on the planet, potentially. But it's looking like Gabriella hasn't missed a beat, and she's training her ass off. So if Christine Flicka can slow her down, then that's almost a win in our books, I think.
Well, I mean, the opportunity she was given by the promoter here is huge. I mean, is she local to Alberta?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. You were able to bring the baddest, or like Ryan said, arguably the baddest woman in the sport for her home province for her to compete against. So I mean, if she comes in, she's an underdog, no doubt. But this opportunity for her is huge, and I hope she addresses it and prepares herself. Ryan's talked a lot about Christina, or is it Christine?
Christine.
And so I knew on paper I knew what she has done, but I never really I didn't know much about her. And I checked out her Facebook page, and man, this girl's put together.
Oh yes.
I mean, it's impressive. Her background and stuff like that. So, and like I told Ryan when this match came to fruition, I said even if she makes this a match, that puts her on the fucking framework internationally.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think if Christine puts in the work, she can do it if she puts her head to it and goes hard for the next few months. So yeah.
She needs to really focus.
Yeah.
Really focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Massive.
Just having Gabriella there is huge.
Yeah, that is crazy, man.
Yeah.
The talent you've amassed for this card is off the charts. Incredible stuff.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it was. Oh, you know what? We forgot a match on Friday, and it's a good one. And that is BJ Fokakis and Mohamed Reza Tafreshian.
BJ, wow.
The guy from the Iranian guy?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we did forget that one.
Yeah.
That's a fun one too.
Yeah, I think that's that guy. The guy from Iran there. There's no videos of him out there, but he's a big guy, thick guy, and all those guys in those countries are usually relatively pretty genetically sound in those countries in arm wrestling. So, BJ's obviously, he's a real good guy, and talked to him quite a bit, and a great big bugger too. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and then I missed one there too. I got a sheet here. Sorry, and that was Mark Gay and Sean Hancock.
Oh yeah, that's on the Friday as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay. So Mark was really lobbying for a match at this event and wanted Ron Bath, and I had already some stuff in the works there for those guys. So Sean Hancock wanted that match, and that's a left-handed match, and Sean's left is.
You wanted me left-handed at this event?
I can't remember now. I don't know if he specified a hand, but he just wanted you in general.
Well, we kind of sorted that out already. I'm sure the first of many times we'll face each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that'll be. I talked to Sean quite a bit, so I'm pretty interested in that matchup too.
Okay.
So then on to that. I think then we're going to do the four-way between you, Robbie Topi, Paul Passmore, and Travis Bagent.
Yep. That's what I'm training for. But my dance card is going to be full.
It'll be you're going to go against Paul, and Travis is going to go against Robbie, and the winners meet and losers meet and determine 1, 2, 3.
Sounds good to me. Sounds
So-
good to me.
Robbie sent me a picture of his forearms there, and I think they were slightly over 18 inches.
Don't
So,
mean
and
shit to me.
no, I'm just saying he's training hard, and
I remember when I had 18-inch forearms.
you probably do now. He handled Tom Nelson quite easily.
Tom. Jeez.
Yeah, because Robbie and Tom went there about a month ago or 2 months ago, was it, at UAL?
Okay. When was the last time Tom won a significant match?
Well, I don't know. He sure talks like he does all the time.
Yeah.
Jordan Sill was his last significant match in Vancouver, Washington.
And Tom won that match?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next on the card.
That'll be it. Is that 4-way?
That's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show. Then on to the pro tournament, just men's.
So at about 11:35 p.m., the pro tournament starts.
We'll. I really studied a lot of tournaments in making this one, what not to do and what to do, and one tournament I really fed off of was the Mississippi State Championships, where Sean Hancock had maybe not I think he had 10 or 12 super matches as well, and they did that in a day, and also ran the women's, the amateurs, and a pro tournament all in one day. So, I'm kind of basing my style around that tournament.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So we have a big announcement from you. We should talk about it.
So yeah, on my way to my super match this weekend, I received a call. I shouldn't say I received a call. Actually, I was with Joe Fox. We went down there together, and I was driving. So this gentleman phoned Joe, and that would be from Warsaw, Poland, Mr. Alex Kradeka from the top 8, and he has confirmed that he will be here in Red Deer, and I am seeking both the left-handed and the right-handed opponent for Alex.
Wow.
So
Now, I, of course, threw it out there to you that I would be willing, if Mr. Withers is also willing, to participate in an additional 4-way, but with a right-handed on the Friday night.
So there's options here. I like that, and there could be. So we could do one option is Ryan Espy, Alex Kradeka, Mike Aiello, Matt Mask in a right-handed 4-way. Wayne Withers could be another option. But I also had another message this morning from a gentleman from South Africa that wants to come to the Red Deer Classic, and that's Terrence Opperman.
That's fun. Yeah, I think you got to include Withers in there. You can't put the man out.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'm just these are options and people that I'm. No. Wayne's on there. I've already agreed. So yeah, no, we're not. We're not backing out of that at all. I really want to put Matt Mask in there because it's his hometown, and I'm thinking how it all works out. I would love nothing more to have Matt Mask against Alex Kradeka or Mike Aiello in there somehow. And Mike Aiello phoned me on the way up as well, and he wants a shot at Alex. So it's Beckham.
Lots of guys.
Really, who else is there? I don't know how well Mike would do.
Well, you can't. I don't know. I mean, is this going to be one of those situations where the WAL steps in as well and says, Matt Mask, don't participate, Mike Aiello, don't participate, or we would rather you didn't?
Well, they might say I'd rather you didn't, but I would hope that WL would understand that this is benefiting a good charity and not do that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you put together a hell of a card here, and logistically, it has to have been a pretty sizable task. And looking forward to being there. Gobby, you going to make the trip?
No, it's too far for me.
That was-
I'm not a travel
that-
guy.
that was Matt right there trying to call me.
Oh, is he watching? I wonder.
I don't know. So, so yeah. Sorry, I was interrupted there.
Yeah, no worries. Well, you guys want to visit some of the other stuff that's been going on this week?
Absolutely.
Who wants to talk about the Arnold Classic being canceled?
Yeah. That was, I think, Joe Drellick there. He was still. They had, I don't know. They found a venue there and were doing some fun pulling. It looked like.
Yeah, they practiced for a long time. On a lot of different nights. And made a lot of content for their YouTube channels. But it's
Chant Shaw just messaged me something there. I don't want to do this and end up.
Chance messaged you probably suggesting that he be the fourth guy in the four-way.
Well, Chant Shaw is coming to that event too, but I don't. Man, maybe just give me a second.
It's just me and you now, Gobby.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the Arnold Classic was that sucked. There was a good cast of pullers that were scheduled to go pull, but who knows? I think it's ridiculous, the paranoia. But hey, my the interest percentage on my mortgage just went down like 0.5%, so I'll take it.
And he's back.
Yeah, I can't get into my messenger, so I'll have to read it later. Chance, if you're watching, maybe type something.
Type it in the comments, man. I'll post it on the screen. Anyway, there's that. The Arnold got canceled. The coronavirus canceled the Arnold. Any chance that the coronavirus is going to cancel the Red Deer tournament?
Well, I mean, there's a few things that obviously got me a little bit worried, but one is the coronavirus, and obviously this big dip in the oil and gas with the sponsorship. But I have a plan B with that, so I'm not too worried on the sponsorship money. So, I know it took a big crash here, so that it's a fear, but I think we'll be all right.
Well, the other thing is there's been promoters in the past. I heard John Miazdik once mortgaged his own home so he could put on the national championships.
Oh, is that right?
There's always that, Jeff.
No. Well, I would probably be single if I did that.
Might be worth it.
Yeah. No. I got a plan A and a plan B. So I think it'll be it's one of those things. I don't I put in the work. Right. I'm not gonna have it fail one way or the other. So.
And then we have the main event getting announced. The Hammer match. WAL 601.
Michael Todd and Devin.
Michael Todd and Devin Larratt. Anyway,
yeah, that's interesting.
Is it? Well, I like the match. I like. I don't think it's going to go any differently than what we saw last time. I think Michael is going to take the match. I just do. I think Michael has the attitude right now that he will do whatever it takes to keep that hammer. And
I'm not. Michael's looking big. He's looking strong.
He looks like a bodybuilder right now. Like he's huge. His forearms are like the man is next level. And I don't think Devin's going to be able to stop him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Devin looked really good in his last few matches. He was looking really big against Bordelotto there. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm not a huge fan right now of the WL and how they're doing this. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just my opinion.
Tell me a story. Elaborate on that.
I just, if I was running the WL, I would have a roster. I'd run this year round. Maybe every other month or whatever, have a roster, have these title holders, have guys that can work up in the rankings and challenge for these matches. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this 6 shows and just kind of just chopping things together when it's an elite league like that. I'd really want to see it run year round and have a full roster of pullers that challenge and for rankings, and then when you're in the top whatever 3 or 4, then you got a shot at pulling for the title, right? So
Yeah, I can see that. The other thing is they're trying to follow the UFC model. So building, yeah, there's not a clear path to the title.
I see a lot of guys that just don't know, right? Like, and fair, like instead of booking these out months and months in advance, it's just like there's so many guys that they have no clue what's going on. Nobody, who am I training for? Do I have something to get motivated for? Like, it's. I see a lot of the guys kind of bummed out there. Maybe Wayne's a little bummed out, and I think Matt maybe even a little bummed out, not knowing what's going on. So.
Well, it's across the board. I think the only guys that really know are the guys that are right at the top of the food chain.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, that's only probably 3 guys in the heavyweight division,
Mm-hmm.
and then a couple of the champs in the lighter weight classes. But
Yeah,
I mean, you got our RVJ, who is now not going to defend his title, and instead he's going to pull Eddie Hall.
yeah, I don't know.
In that video, I understand that was the first practice that Neil did with Eddie Hall, but unless he progresses at an alarming pace, I think that's going to be a one-sided match in RVJ's favor. And Gabi, didn't you say that?
Yeah, I thought Eddie could win this, and then I saw that video and watched him pull,
Right.
and saw how he got stopped, and so he obviously doesn't have the elbow in the tendons, or they're not yet conditioned. Rob will do what he wants with him.
Yeah.
And so the video did not impress me at all. So I'll change my prediction and overwhelmingly go with Rob.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the video did. Well, I mean, the video did no favors to the Eddie having a chance theory, but the fact that Neil Pickup was able to kind of just let him hit into him, and I found it odd that they were training right-handed, but the match is left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
But Neil was kind of letting him hit into him and stopping him and holding him, and you could see that Eddie was trying to
pull like a novice.
Yeah, he was trying to.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I think that's I think that I am green. I go with Chris too. I think that's an easy win for Rob.
yeah. I mean,
Eddie Hall's an amazing human being, but
his mechanics is weak as it should be. He's just starting off. You think maybe his, if he was taller, like maybe 6'6", maybe he could have one hell of a press. But he's pulling in a very, at least in the video, he's pulling open and away, and he's not taking Rob's hand, nor is he going to do anything with that bicep of Rob. So long day.
Well, exactly. Well, his chest is so wide you can't even get in tight. Like he's out here already.
No, he needs years. I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I don't even. I mean, whatever. I might get blasted for this, but I don't even like this on an Elite Super Series to begin with.
Well, it's weak, right? Because this guy's not an arm wrestler, but they don't care about that. Like I've said, they don't care about.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Deserving arm wrestlers, they care about ratings.
And fair enough.
This guy will get them ratings. I mean, he's a huge world household name in strength sports. So it's a good move on their end. But like I said, every time they do this, they kind of like insult or shut the door on many deserving pro arm wrestlers. It doesn't seem to bother them though.
Yeah, and the reason I don't like it is, when you got pullers that have been doing this a long time and sacrificing, and putting the money into traveling and training, and with something like WL, when you take us when a puller counts on something like WL as part of their salary, when you take that spot and give it to somebody like Eddie Hall, and just I don't know, it don't sit well with me, but I guess who am I?
Well. I mean, if they were to add like a 6th match maybe and have it, Or
But that,
whatever happened to the Facebook prelims, where
right.
where I yellow pulled Judy.
Well, if WL wants to grow the sport, that's exactly it. I mean, then that's why I say, like, have a roster. You want to bring guys in and start challenging and moving up. You can still grow your sport that way, or have a whole different, have a WL celebrity series. I don't know.
Yeah, the Devin Michael Todd match I think is premature and kind of like
I agree too. Yeah.
and anticlimactic.
Yeah.
That I don't know. It's hard. It's always hard to predict stylistically because is Devin going to stand up and go high and press like he attempted to the last time they pulled, or is it going to be a double king? Um, if Devin goes down one or two matches, you'll see a double king, which potentially could be the ugliest shit we've ever seen. But I would have much preferred to see Gary in there, but even that would have been premature. But you have the two biggest, they're two most popular pullers pulling in the first card. I think that's a little bit. But like you said, it looks like they have a lack of options because their roster is so small, especially in the super heavyweight division. Their roster is quite compact. It's not. They don't have 25 guys to pick from. They got like 6. And it's the fault of their own for not expanding.
Yeah.
I see Gennady maybe. Gennady versus Devin. Gennady versus Jerry. Gennady versus Michael Todd. But
well, I guess they want the biggest name on the first card, and they've got a cross section of strongman and the most popular arm wrestler in the world, all on one card. Hopefully, it's a winning combination for views. But how do you follow it up?
mm-hmm. Yeah,
you can't stick with
Yeah, I don't know. I know me personally, I've just been, I'm really liking the PL stuff and the Zloty Tour stuff. Like, I'm really, really into that. And I don't know, but.
Well, it's a tough one. When Devin, let's assume that, Devin loses the match. What happens to, where does he go from there? It's been when was the last time Devin won a right-handed match? It was last season, but who was it against?
Matt, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been against Matt.
Against legit super heavyweight arm wrestlers. I guess, well, there was Chafee. But what do you do with them? Jerry, does everyone want to see Jerry versus Devin, or does Jerry get the next title shot, or does he have to jump through a few hoops to get it? Does Gennady come in and Devin acts as the gatekeeper for Gennady? And on the flip of that, Michael Todd, you got all kinds of matches, and eventually he'll work himself back to the challenging for the title if he were to lose. I just don't see that that's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see Michael losing that match because he's the best drunk arm wrestler in the history of arm wrestling, and it's going to be a drunk arm wrestling match, right? Let's face it. The table's built for his style. The rules are built for his style. I don't see him. Man, what Jerry did was colossal, but it takes to beat his style in that
That's
environment.
Exactly right. Yeah.
It's just it's going to be hard to dethrone him.
Yeah.
And he keeps getting bigger and stronger. Like
Michael. Oh, and he keeps refining his move. Like that move. Although I don't love it, it can always get better and more refined, and just like anything else in life, it can be improved on. And it looks like he's even though he almost when it comes to King's moving, he's achieved mastery with it. It almost seems like there's room for improvement. And while he's totally focused on improving that move, I don't think Devin has that in his arsenal. But Devin is not a lifelong obsessed with the King's move. So when it goes to junk, it's hard to bet against Michael Todd.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see if that match will end up like the Dave Chafee, Devin Laird. That was the last match he won, was Dave Chafee. If it goes into that double Kings move there and they're both squatting under the table.
Well, the last time Devin told Mike, his goal was to get into the strap and keep pronation, keep a high hook, and then eventually finish with a press. What happened was Mike's hand was stronger than Devin. Devin maybe admittedly didn't put as much focus on his hand that he wanted to, and Mike had a stronger hand. Now, Does Devin try to rectify that and come in with a better hand? And if he does that make a difference? Or does he, when that doesn't work, does he revert to which I assume we will see is two people under the table, 25 minutes worth of pulling. We'll see.
I think if Devin gets big, even if Devin's big, I see Devin, even though he's not known for that, I think Devin will wear out in that match.
Oh, he's getting older. He's in his mid 40s and bigger. I mean, he seemed to pull all weekend at that Arnold Classic substitute bar deal. I'm sure his conditioning is still good, but like I said, standing upright, you cannot equal conditioning of a King's mover because the King's mover is not using tissue anymore, right? He's sitting down on levers. So Devin will have to do the same thing if he wants to win. And I'm sure he's committed to winning that match any way he sees fit. But I think it's too soon to have that match. But I don't know, lack of options, I guess, on their end, or I don't know.
Well, that's what it is, and there really isn't options. But I'm in total agreement. I don't think that match was needed to be on the first one.
No, but I mean, you have BLM and Ryan. It's such more intriguing matchup to me, only because they're actually
I agree.
They're actually going to arm wrestle. They both have multiple full arsenals of weaponry in their disposal, so it could go anywhere. They can do multiple things. The matches can be long. There can be tons of adjustment. They're both excellent arm wrestlers, and like you said, they've talked so much trash that whoever loses is going to have to eat some crow. So that's a super interesting matchup. The RVJ matchup's interesting only because you're taking a 200-pound arm wrestler against a 300-plus pound former strongest man in the world. So if you know arm wrestling, you think, well, the big guy's a super underdog. But if they can bring in the demographic, a non-arm wrestling demographic, they probably think Hall is active, like he has a live chance in this thing. So you can bring in a lot of spectators, and it's an interesting cross hybridized match. But I think of all the matches, the Michael Todd, Devin Larratt match is the least of the most interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, you got anything else you want to mention about your big event coming up?
Well, I think we covered most of the super matches. I just really hope that everybody comes out, and I want to thank everybody already for all the support, and I hope it lives up to the expectation and we get a good turnout.
I'm sure it will. I just if you bring in Chance Shaw, which you absolutely should, please don't give him Alex Kardeccia. I mean, he just lost to Ryan Bone. He doesn't deserve an elite super heavyweight. I'd like to see Ryan Wayne. I'd like to see a legitimate super heavyweight pull Alex in a four-way. I mean, if you're having Alex show up, you might as well have him pull as many people as possible. So
Alex won't show up to pull anybody. He asked for a top name Canadian, but it would settle for a top name North American. And maybe, if things, see how it goes with Mike Aiello and Matt and stuff. But another option, maybe this is my chance to kind of make amends and bring back Cody Merritt.
That too.
I don't. It's gonna be. I don't know what's happening with Cody, but Cody is. He's waiting to compete until he sorts out all this business with WAF.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
At the moment, if he, I think his suspension starts over if he competes.
Man, if you would have told me a month ago that you're going to have an arm wrestling card full of super matches, including both Alex Kardeccia and Curtis Klosinski, I would have said, man, there's no fucking way. I mean, but hey, man, that is life, and interesting as hell. Yeah.
Well, Chance Shaw suggested Travis Begin versus Alex Kardeccia, both hands. That was his suggestion.
Yeah, it crossed my mind too. It's and that I need to talk to Alex a little bit more and just maybe that's I don't know how that would work because I mean you guys are already in your four-way, so the left hand wouldn't work.
Yeah, and I know that Topi is training very hard specifically for Bagent, and then hopes to move on and face me.
Yeah, he says you guys got no chance, so you might as well. I'll send him a check now. Say winner.
He's supposed to say that.
So
That's what his job is to lead people to believe that he
yeah.
can. Where you been for 5 years, Robbie? I don't know.
Yeah, it's BLM 101. I mean, if you're able to market yourself and bullshit online, you can up your credit among the fans. So.
Yeah. All right, Jez. We are at the hour mark. Shall we call it a show?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for having me on the show, guys. I appreciate it. And
Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Historical event you're putting on, and it's going to be awesome. And maybe it can be a returning event, but what you're doing is altruistic and massive, and I hope it fares well. I'm sure.
yeah, well, thanks. And so far it's good. And yeah, it'd be nice to make this an annual thing and keep that charity going. As part of that charity. So I think it would really help grow the sport. So.
What specifically is the charity?
It's a Ronald McDonald House of Red Deer. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, definitely a good cause.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
Well, I'll be there, and I'll be waiting to hear what you have to say about who gets Kardashev right-handed. And if you can put that match together with a four-way, I'm in.
Sounds good, man.
But my commitment is to Wayne right-handed first. So
yeah, that one's done. So
yeah. All right, gentlemen.
Cool.
Until next week.
Sounds good, guys.
Thanks for coming on, Jeff.
Okay, thank you. Take care. You too.